Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of my Outward tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on continuing through the Outward tutorial. In the last episode we'd got to hear in the tutorial talking about illnesses. I just wanted to mention something that when you sleep and you recover burnt health and burnt stamina, for mana it has like a negative side to sleeping. You have a certain amount of mana that you get to cast spells with. So you can see here I've got 50, but every time you sleep it's like you will get less and less mana to sleep to use, because you're forgetting how to use magic. That's the way the mechanics work in Outward. So I just wanted to mention that. Which is why when you're playing you might decide to not sleep until you get really tired, because you want to cast as many spells to maximize. And you can drink potions and eat food to help you with all of this, but I just wanted to mention that quickly because I did mention that in the last episode. So right, okay, the game's talking about illnesses, about if you don't boil water when you collect it from the sea or from lakes you might get dysentery. If you get dysentery, then you'd have to drink a mineral tea, which cures indigestion. Mineral tea is 1 clean water and 1 gravel beetle. To make a mineral tea, to get gravel beetles, of course, you'll do mining. You'll see me mining and occasionally get a gravel beetle. So that's how you get them. Anyway, let's now read about this. So that's boiling water so you don't get dysentery. Craft a campfire. To cook in the wild, you must craft campfire kits. Gather 3 wood from a nearby tree, enter your menu with I key, go to the crafting tab and select a campfire kit. Okay, so let's do that to demonstrate. So we go to a tree, keep the F key pressed. There you go, we got 3 wood. Now if I press the O key, it will bring up the crafting window. And you can see there, campfire. If I click on it, there's the 3 wood required. I just need to either left click or press the T key. There you go. If I go back to the inventory, you should see a campfire. Oh, there it is. Duh. I always go so blind when I'm looking at my pockets. Right, okay, let's read what the next thing says, because I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Deploy a campfire. Once you have a campfire kit, go to your inventory and use it. You can then deploy the campfire on the ground. If you have a flint and steel in your inventory, interact with the campfire to light it. Okay, so let's grab the flint and steel. Right, we got 1. There's also a cooking pot, which I want to demonstrate, so we'll take that. And I'm going to take this second campfire. You'll see why. Right, so it said about deploying a campfire, so let's do that. If we go to the inventory, left click the campfire, it puts a ghost blue background of the campfire on the ground. If you go somewhere you can't put it, it turns red. So you want blue. Blue is good. So we left click, there's the campfire. Okay, so let's place that other campfire as well. You'll see why. Okay, so that's both the campfires placed down. Now, if I press the F key, it will use the flint and steel to light the campfire. So I'll do that. Something important to bear in mind with Outward. When you light a campfire, the game tells you campfires never go out. Oh, yes, they do. When you go to sleep in your bed at night time and you get up the next day, all your campfires that you previously lit will be out. So you just need to go up to them and use your flint and steel to relight them. No big deal, no problemo. So that's using a flint and steel. But however, there's another way you can light campfires. Oh, it did both of them. Typical. Right, let's turn it off. Okay, so there's another way you can light a campfire apart from the flint and steel, and that is with your spark spell. It uses mana 5 and it has a 3-second cooldown. Tiny fire explosion that deals negligible damage but can be used in combination with other spells for greater effects. we're going to take another look at that spell because I like that fireball. This spell can light campfires, so there you go. So what I can do, if I come out of there, if I press number 3 because it's on my free hotbar, much quicker to light a fire, and that's why you do that, I guess. Although it is going to use your mana up, whereas a flint and steel doesn't use your mana up. So you choose. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters in a game. Right, let's take a recipe. Recipes are the way you learn how to make new items, whether it's food, potions, clothing, or weapons. So when you pick up a recipe, it goes into your... Oh, I haven't picked it up. Let's press the F key. It'll go into your inventory. Now, here's a unique thing about Outward. If you've played Outward and gone through it and learnt all the recipes, and you, for one reason or another, decide to start a new character, providing you've made a note of those recipes, written them down somewhere, and you know what them recipes are to make, then the next playthrough you have, you don't need to actually use the recipes. You can simply manually craft and discover the recipe for yourself. So let's see, can I demonstrate? Well, first of all, I've picked up the recipe. If I left click on it, bang, you'll see over here it says you've learnt a new recipe. If I now go to the campfire and use it, now the limitation with a campfire is it will only give you one slot to cook with. If I come out of that, and if I put the cooking pot down, although I don't want to jump ahead of the tutorial here, let's just take these components. Let's read this next one because I'm jumping ahead of myself. Cooking. Cooking with a single ingredient only requires a lit campfire. Recipes with multiple ingredients require a kitchen or a cooking pot deployed on a fire. You can use a cooking pot in your inventory and place it on the campfire. So let's do that next. That's why I didn't want to jump ahead of myself. So you'll see if you use a campfire, you only get one slot to cook with. However, if you place a cooking pot on the campfire, so if I left click on it, it'll put a blue background down, left click, places the cooking pot. Now if I use that on a lit fire, you'll see now I've got 4 slots that I can craft with instead of a single slot which you just get with a normal campfire. Okay, now I learnt that recipe, Cerzo Cevis. I don't know how you pronounce it, apologies if it's incorrect, but there's the recipe there. So it requires 1 raw rainbow trout, 1 seaweed and 1 salt. So down here, if I hover over this food, you can see that it's going to restore 200 of my food. So with this, we'll take a look at it in a second and to go over it in more detail. Dish of raw rainbow trout that keeps the fish's mana restoring and elemental resistance attributes. So with food, it don't just with some foods, they don't just restore your food, they also give you other benefits, which we're going to take a look at. Now when I cook this recipe, it's going to use 1 of each of the ingredients, but I'm going to get 3 of them out. So you can see that's why there's a little number 3 there. So if I click, you can see I've got 3 of them. So let's cook them all up. Right, that's it all cooked. You do see some other recipes here. They're not as good as that food. That's just going to give us 150. That's going to give us 275. You just have to really experiment with the foods. Travel rations, as well as giving you food to replenish your hunger, you also require these to travel between zones. But you know what? I'll mention that when it becomes relevant because far too early now. Okay, so let's take a look at the food we just cooked. Now, if we go to the effects, you'll see I'm just hot. Oh, because I'm standing next to the bleeding fire. Let's get away from the fire. Or in fact, let's put on my fur. Oh, I didn't pick up the fur armour. Right, anyway, I'm away from the fire, so I should cool down eventually. Right, taking a look at the food then. If we go to the effects, you'll see I only have this heat one, but that's going to hopefully go down. I wonder if I should go grab that fur so I don't get hot. Oh, you know what? It's right back there. I'm not going to bother. I've got water flasks on me. I'm really not worried about it. Right, okay, so looking at the food. If I eat some of that food, if I show the health as well, so you can see here, blah, blah, blah. And my hunger 91%. Now I'm wasting the food really because I'm not that hungry, but just to demonstrate it. So let's click on it. See a little bit of munch going on there. See these now, the buff icons down there. If we go to the effects, that food has given me a health recovery, a health regen for a good amount of time. It really is fantastic the way food works. Elemental resistance as well, from frost, fire, lightning, decay and ethereal resistance of 25%, and mana recovery. So it's given me health regen and mana regen just for that bit of food. Very, very cool. Although rainbow trout are not that common, you will be able to make enough to keep you going. So there we go. There's the food and the effects, and it's all good, my friends. Okay, moving on, because I don't want to spend too long in the tutorials. Try and get through it. That's why I haven't got the fur armor yet. Proceed down to learn about managing your temperature in extreme climates. So that's what we're going to do next. You can see my temperature is very hot. So let's go over here, see what it says. Hot climates. In hot climates, drink water and wear clothing tailored to protect against the sun. Heavy armours rarely protect against the heat though, so remember that if you're someone who likes to wear heavy armour. Take it off when you're going through a hot zone, a desert or something. So let's take these hot weather clothes and a couple of water skins. There we go. Now if we go in and if we take a look, so you see I'm very hot, as denoted by that sun icon down there. It's telling us that impact resistance minus 60%, so that's not good. It means when we get hit, we're going to get hit and we're going to hurt. We're going to take more damage. And stamina cost 50% for all actions. Okay, let's go put on the, let's first show my temperatures. So in this screen, if I press the T key, as it tells you down here with the help, it shows you what all these little icons are for. So we want the one, of course, which is hot weather defense. At the moment, I've got a defense of 1, and that isn't no good to man or beast. So we need to increase it. There we go. So you can see I've got 1. We'll go to my inventory. If I put on the desert tunic, we go back. You can see it's giving us a hot weather defense of 20. So yeah, you can see it there. There you go. Go back, put on the boots, then go back again. See, it's gone up to 31. I would say optimally, the best number to try and get to is 40 for your heat defense, hot weather defense, and your cold weather defense. Try and get the clothing that you're wearing up to about 40, and then when you're out traveling in the wild, you'll have no problems with the temperature. So there we go. That's all to say about that. Now with this, you can see there's that arrow going up. That's telling us the temperature's increasing. You can see there. But hopefully now I've put that hot weather defense clothing on, it should start to go down. But if we go into the next area, it's a cold area. So you can see it's going to go down by itself. Let's read. In cold climates, campfires and torches can warm you up. Remember that. Very useful to know. Padded or fur-lined clothes also protect against the cold. So let's grab this then. So we got boots, fur and a helm. Now if I go into my inventory, if I put them on, see the temperature, actually I should wait till that drops down to here and then I'll put it on. Let's have a look what else is there. We don't need a flints or a campfire. I'm not going to need them anymore. Okay. Let's get my temperature down. Just to demonstrate quickly anyway for this, because I don't want to hang around. So at the moment my hot weather defence is on 31, my cold weather defence is on 3. If I put on them 3 items, so that's going to give me 10, that's going to give me 20, and that's going to give me 10. And that's what I'm talking about. I said to you, get optimally to 40, then there'll be no problems with the temperature. So there you go, put on the boots, the armour and the hat, and you should be well defended against whatever the temperature is. Okay, let's move on. Other items can help manage your temperature, such as potions, tents or meals. You can also seek shelter underground, where the temperature is usually moderate. So there we go. Inventory management. Proceed to learn about managing your inventory. Well, I've already mentioned about the pocket space and the backpack in the first episode, so we're not going to dwell on that. Instead, we're going to talk about lanterns and how cool they are. So lanterns in your backpack and not in your pouch are hung from your backpack, freeing your offhand for a shield or two-handed weapon. Very useful, that is. Very, very nice little mechanic. Open and close lanterns with V. So turn your lantern on and off using the V key. Let's demonstrate that. So here's some lanterns. Watch my backpack. At the moment there's nothing on it. If I pick up one of these, bang. Do you see there? It's now, oh yeah, text is in the way. Let's try and, now it's hanging off my backpack. You see, isn't that cool? Now something really cool about that, let's take this, is if you're in a really dark cave, because Outward does tend to be a really dark game, if you take your backpack off, because maybe you're going to fight, it illuminates the area around the backpack. So that's also very, very useful. But of course, as you're roaming around, it will give you light. But if you're going to be fighting, remember it's doubly useful to take that backpack off. Okay, right, that's lanterns. Let's carry on. Backpacks increase your inventory capacity, but usually slow your dodge, which I've already gone over and mentioned. You can drop your backpack with the B before combat, then pick it back up after the fight has ended. Yeah, only if you remember to, and guess who doesn't? But fortunately, something I wanted to mention actually about the backpack, when you drop it on the ground, let's say you forget to pick it up like me, and you've wandered around, you think, oh my goodness, where did I put my backpack? Well, I want you to take a look at the map needle at the top. You see it's got north and it's got east, but if I move around, where there's the W for the west, just to the left of it, it's a little icon of a backpack. So the game actually shows you, when you take your backpack off, on the directional bar at the top, it shows you a little icon of where your backpack is. So that's very, very cool. Easy to retrieve your backpack, unless you're in a dungeon with lots of twists and flaws and turns. Oh, we won't go there, not yet. Oh, he's going to attack me for sure. You want some, do you? Okay, well, you come to the right place. Oh yeah, we got him. Special move. Special just for him. And we'll finish him with that special move. Now, I don't know what he's doing here in the tutorial, attacking me, when it's not even prompting me with a stone to tell me about what's going on. He's just have randomly appeared, I think. Anyway, we dealt with him. I don't know what he's doing there. I think that was a bug. You can loot creatures, by the way, when you kill them. So we've got some bread, and the linen cloth, very useful for making bandages. So we'll take that. Although I'm going to lose everything once we get out the tutorial. Oh, there's the timer. Okay, well, I'll end it here. I don't want to go over 20 minutes because that does tend to upset some people. We'll carry on in the next episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day and year. Goodbye.